In this video, I'm going to share with you a very simple one indicator strategy that over the past 4 years would have made you a 612% return on Robinhood stock, while holding the stock would have only made you a 150% profit. This is not magic. This is not noise. This is just simple data. All of this is based around one indicator called the BX trender. And this is going to be going off of the monthly chart. So this is not for people who are just looking to sit and day trade in front of the screen. Not at all. This is for people who are looking to trade over the long term, or more importantly, invest in a stock over the long term. Because the truth is, price action does not move because of earnings per share or necessarily a PE ratio. The stock price will only move when there are other buyers who have enough money collectively to move the market. And that's exactly what this indicator shows us. Now we're going to start just by looking at this chart for Robinhood. This is, like we said, a monthly chart, which means each one of these candles represents 1 month of trading action. If you want to learn how to read candlestick charts from a basic fundamental level, down in the description in our free course library, we have a charting foundations course. The indicator that we will be using in today's video is this indicator at the bottom called the BX trender. This indicator is a mix of a MACD and an RSI, which is going to show when buyers are in control and when sellers are in control. And you can get access to that indicator, set it up in less than 20 minutes with our proprietary settings with the first course in our free course library. Now, the strategy here is very simple. You simply accumulate and enter a position when the BX trender turns green, and you exit a position and move away from the position when it turns red. Now, we're going to be talking about Robinhood specifically here, but I am going to show you on other charts where stocks have been traded for 10, 20, 30 years, and there have been a lot more sell-offs than what we've seen here on Robinhood. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that these positions span a long time. In all of Robinhood's trading history, basically since IPO in 2021, we would have only had 2 potential trade setups. So that means that our actual win rate here is only 50%. We would have ended up having an entry back here on July 2023 when the BX first turned green. We would have sold for an 11% loss. Now, if you can walk away from this video with basically one thing that I could teach you, it's that you do not need to have a 100% win rate to make money. We have made $5.2 million in realized gains in just the past 3 to 4 years with only a 62% win rate. Now, the important thing here is in December, once the market started to push in December 2023, once again, we simply get right back into this position. Now, the beautiful thing about this indicator is that, yes, it captured this massive rally that we have had in the past basically year and a half. And as of right now, you'd be up 753% on shares alone. But more importantly, it kept us out of all of this nasty sell-off, right? Imagine if we just bought and held since IPO and we would have dealt with an 80% sell-off. That's not what we want. Another great example of this would actually be Palantir, right? Where Palantir, there was only one position that we would have taken, which would have been back here in 2023. And since then, the stock is up over 998%. Now, this purple line here is what the actual trading bot or strategy was expecting price action to do. And so far, it has happened to absolute perfection. Now, if we break down the data and the numbers, because that's the most important thing, while we only have 2 trades, I want you to understand what the strength of a system actually is. It doesn't come down to winning all of the time. As we said, I only have a 62% win rate. This strategy has only had a 50% win rate. But what is more important is your risk versus reward, and or how much money are you making when you're right and how much money are you losing when you're wrong. In this case, our average win was 708%. Our average loss is 11%. That gives us a risk versus reward of 60 to 1. That is absolutely insane. And the average position lasts about 12 months. Now, if we actually look at this setup for Robinhood, this means that right now is not an ideal time to be purchasing Robinhood. It doesn't necessarily mean that this has to reject or that price has to pull back, but we are not trading anywhere near a discount market. This is up over 700% since we ended up having a breakout. And so, my opinion, this is not the time to be buying Robinhood. Instead, what I would do and what I have done is just look at other areas to put my capital that are meeting this simple requirement. Now let's take a look at something else that has been around for a very, very long time, such as the S&P 500. Well, the S&P 500 has 32 and a half years worth of data. Same deal. We only have a win rate of 57%, but our risk versus reward is 6 to 1. Not as crazy as 60 to 1, but still very, very strong. And as you can see, basically the same exact thing that we talked about with Robinhood. When the market is breaking out, we will be a part of it. But where this indicator and this very simple strategy shows so much validity and strength is when the market is selling off and when sellers are in control, such as the 2008 financial crisis. You would not have traded it. The dot-com bubble, you would not have traded it. And I can't tell you enough, first of all, how much that would help your returns over the past couple of years, but more importantly, mentally, how strong and undefeatable you would feel during the '08 financial crisis, simply sitting back and waiting for the bottom. Now, like I said, if you want to get access to this indicator, it's completely free. The link is in the description. All 12 of our courses are down there, and the BX Trender is just step one. Thank you for all of your support. I'll see you guys next time.